Well, things seem to be going really well in spring training as far as home runs go, but oblique soreness struck today in the form of Christian Walker. We'll talk about his spot, his comments on that in the new top 30 for the Astros prospects. Let's get going right now.
Jainer Diaz, this is Locked On Astros.
Hello and welcome to Locked On Astros, your daily Astros podcast. Here are your hosts, Eric the Man Huysman and Brett Htown Wheelhouse Chancey.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome into another edition of Locked On Astros. I'm one of the co-hosts of Locked On Astros, Htown Wheelhouse. You know where to find me at Htown Wheelhouse on X, Instagram, and TikTok. At Stros411 on X and on Facebook and Instagram as well. And back to the bullpen, iHeartRadio, YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Remember, I'm always positive, always Stros. And tonight you have to check out our show at 10 o'clock. Mike Stanton and I have another show, and we're going to be talking about the spaghetti monster himself, Spencer Arrighetti, where we see the prospects. We'll talk about the prospects tonight as well. But tonight I'm flying solo. Thank you all for tuning in. This episode is brought to you by Wonderful Pistachios. That's right. If you're looking for a snack that is both delicious and nutritious, get snacking and get cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. Visit wonderfulpistachios.com to learn more. So thank you all once again for tuning in. We want to talk a lot about the details with Christian Walker's health, and I unfortunately don't have a ton of stuff to report other than Joe Espada said today to Matt Quahara of the Houston Chronicle that he won't have a substantive update on Christian Walker until tomorrow. If you're listening if tomorrow is today, meaning if you're listening on Thursday, there will be something coming out from Joe Espada, hopefully sooner rather than later. He said Walker reported the issue with his left side during batting practice. Last year, it is significant to note that he missed an entire month with an oblique strain, I believe. And so this is something that we may have to watch because something like this could crop up and could be a struggle throughout the season. They are hoping that it is nothing major, but if it's soreness versus discomfort, maybe there's a technical term and they're not telling us more than what we need to know because there's not more to know. So we're not going to speculate. But the reason why I put the health of Christian Walker, because I think the health of Christian Walker, I know. John Singleton started at first. You signed Christian Walker to be a part of this team. You signed Christian Walker to be healthy. You signed Christian Walker to be a Gold Glove first baseman and a power bat at the plate. And of course, Christian Walker didn't come here and want to get hurt, but it's something that's there. Look, if the blessing is in the curse, I would much rather soreness crop up now than figure out what's causing it, fix it, remedy it by opening day. The guy's ready to go full strength. He had been swinging the bat well. So I guess we'll have to see if there's any adjustment that is needed for his routine. Yes, Mr. Garza mentions Dubon needing to relax. He's 0 for 12. Yeah, I've been talking about a lot of swing and miss. He's got 7 or 8 strikeouts in those 12 at-bats or something. Dubon does not look good this early in spring training. It is spring training, so you can call it like you see it. I mean, guys are performing either really good or really bad. And so at the end of the day, all you can go off of is what they're giving you right now. And so that's why I put Jake from Rake Farms on the backboard, on the screen up there. Want to talk about his home runs today. We'll get to the strikeouts and the outings again for the Houston Astros and who is out there, who's doing well. Hunter Brown was on the mound today and reached his pitch limit today, and we will talk about that. I'll pull up the box score and talk about the significant things from that. The Astros actually had a walk-off win today in spring training. That was pretty nice to walk away with a walk-off win, even though it's spring training. The Astros hit 4 home runs today, 11 hits, 6 runs, 24 total bases. Made 1 error, but that's fine. You got home runs from Jeremy Pena, from Jose Altuve, from Jake Myers. It was a solid game. You got a couple singles from some guys at the bottom of the lineup, Cooper Hummel contributing. But we'll get to all that here in a second. But before I get to the home runs, before I get to all those things, Panda, you can ask a question, but I've got some stuff to get to, and I'll try to get to it. But let's try to stay focused here and stay in one lane at a time, because there's a lot to get to in one show for one person. So before we get to the home runs, and of course the return of Jake from Rake Farms is a little tongue-in-cheek. You guys know I'm not serious, because we know that he starts off the season really hot. He starts off well, and he kind of dips off. But today, I think a significant thing happened on the mound is that Hunter Brown went 2 1/3 innings. Yes, he gave up 5 hits. He did give up 2 runs. He had 1 walk, only 2 Ks, but he got up to his pitch limit. He was pulled off the mound because he was, let's see, where are my pitches? I'm looking, that could have come out really wrong. It's not showing me their pitch count. Interesting. I'm sitting here looking for it, and it is not listed in the box score. His pitch limit was around 54 or 58 pitches. He reached that. He did pitch 2 1/3 inning. So, that's not bad. Now, Forrest Whitley gave up his first run of the spring. He gave up a solo shot, but he did have 2 strikeouts. His first strikeout, he looked dominant. It looks like Uola is making strides. He had 2 innings pitched today, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. Tamarez had a strikeout. Again, Whitley 2, Henley 1, and Hunter Brown 2 strikeouts. So he had a solid pitching performance. Now, the offense, you had Altuve, Alvarez, Paredes. Well, you had Walker in there, and then you had Caratini, you had Pena, you had DeCenzo, you had Dubon, and you had Myers. A lot of those guys could be in the lineup at the same time more than once. Altuve 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts, 1 hit, 1 run. Alvarez 0 for 3, only 1 strikeout, not hitting very well in the spring. Paredes 1 for 2. Let's see. Luis Castro came in. He was 1 for 2. You had Jeremy Pena go 2 for 2. Looked good on the plate. DeCenzo 0 for 2. And then you had Myers hit the home run today. So you had Pena hit a home run. You had Myers hit a home run, and Altuve hit a home run. Oh, I'm sorry, Castro. Castro also hit a home run. That's right. So Castro hit a home run, Miguel Castro, and the Astros hit 4 home runs total. Free my boy Salazar, he says. Interesting. I love that. Do I see Colin Price becoming a stud catcher? I don't know much about Colin Price. I'm going to show you the top 30. I don't know enough about Colin Price off the top of my head to think about that. I think Walker Yannick is the guy before him that might make it, but I'm not sure. I do not know too much about him. I would be making a very uneducated guess at this point in Colin Price's career, and I don't want to do him a disservice by misevaluating him, if I could say that. So Christian Walker's health is a concern. Home runs by Jake Myers, by Jeremy Pena, by Jose Altuve. You love to see it. Look, if Jake Myers is in there, you need him contributing. I don't care if it's June. I don't care if it's September. If he's in the lineup, he needs to contribute. If he finds a power stroke, that's good. That's a bonus, okay? That is definitely a bonus. But the Astros bats are going to have to do a lot of hitting. I think they're going to face some offenses that are pretty powerful. I think the A's are going to hit a lot of home runs. I think the Rangers are going to hit a lot of our home runs and RBIs. And the Astros are going to have to keep pace with the Rangers. I don't think they necessarily have to worry about the A's because Oakland or Sacramento, whatever you want to call them, they have their issues, although they do have a strong young team. I don't think they are to be worried about. And Walker, okay, I've got to dispel this. David, Christian Walker is nothing like Jose Abreu. Jose Abreu didn't have 3 Gold Glove seasons, 3 30-plus home run seasons, and then signed with the Astros. He had a down year before the Astros signed him, and yes, they overpaid for him. They overpaid. They overvalued his market. Christian Walker is not is not Jose Abreu, and Jose Abreu is not Christian Walker. So not even. No, he was not injury prone with the Diamondbacks. He just had an oblique strain that kept him out for a month last year, but he's not injury prone as far as I can tell. So with that being said, we're going to just take a really, really quick break, and then we'll get back into it. I want to start talking about our farm system. Thank you all for tuning in to Locked On Astros. I'm Htown Wheelhouse. This is Locked On Astros. Make sure you like and make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, make sure you comment. Go to the community tab. And right now, if you go to the community tab, you can enter. Now, I put 5 words or less, and some of y'all aren't playing by the rules. Some of y'all are giving me these really long sentences, and you're making it really hard on me because it makes me want to bend the rules for some of them because they're really good reasons. But I'm like, you tell me in 5 words or less why you should win the bobblehead. This is the bobblehead. And if you put Lance McCullers, you're not going to be entered to win this. It's Lance McCullers Jr., Jose Altuve, and Alex Bregman. Now, this is a season ticket holder exclusive. So those of y'all thumbing your nose at this, that's fine. These were only given away to season ticket holders. So this is an exclusive. You could only get it in 2023. So there you go. That is up. Go follow the rules. Enter to win. I will shut down the entrance on Friday. And more than likely, I'm going to either do a local pickup where I meet you somewhere and hand deliver it, or going to have the person who wins pay at least half the shipping because shipping these days is insane. And I am giving it away. So I'm not making anything off of this, I promise you. But I digress. So let's get into this farm system rankings, okay? The top 5, I don't think are surprising. Cam Smith comes in as our number 1, the 58th overall prospect in baseball. It's great. We haven't had a top 100 prospect ranked that high in a couple years. Bryce Matthews, number 2. Jake Melton, number 3, who has been injured to start the spring training season. It's not good. He really hasn't been able to make a name for himself. Walker Yannick, number 4, and Zach DeCenzo, number 5. Those are your top 5 in our prospect list. And so that's our farm system. Now, what I did was, of course, you can go read the articles, but I went ahead and gave us, here is 1 through 15. And if you're listening, I will name a few of these names, but I'm not going to go into all of them. Joseph Sullivan comes in at 13. We've seen him hit a home run here in the offseason. Luis Baez is up to number 12. I'm thinking he should be number 10, but maybe he's going to need another year. His estimated arrival is 2026. You have AJ Blueball at 11, and going from 10 through 7, you have Ethan Pecco, who we've actually interviewed on the show. Go look for the episode. Kevin Alvarez, who's only 17 years old, the youngest one on this list at number 9. His arrival time is 2030, so that's way in the future. Ryan Forcucci, I believe that's how you say it, a right-handed pitcher. 2027 is his arrival time at 22. Anderson Brito, number 7, and Miguel Uola rounds out the top 15 at number 6. You also have Chase Jaworski at 14 and Jackson Nezuth at 15. I don't know a ton about a lot of these guys. I know Chase Jaworski is 20 years old, so he's still pretty young. We've got a lot of 2027 guys on our top 15. Now, if we look at the 16 through 30 guys, we have Jose Fleury, which I think the Astros are high on. Shea Whitcomb, 17, which I think he could make a breakout year. I think he shows up this year and he could do some things. Kenny Gomez, he's still holding where he is. I would think he was a little bit further along. He is only 19, so maybe I had myself a little bit ahead. You have Nomar Ochoa Jr., I believe a kid out of Houston who's 19 at 23. Alex Santos Jr.'s all the way down to 28. He was higher. He's still hanging around Double-A. they're saying that he could come up in 2026. He was a kid, Alex Santos II. That's a junior. Alex Santos II, when he came out of New York, we drafted him. He was supposed to be the most talented arm to come out of the New York area in like 20 years. So still yet to see if Alex Santos can actually become that guy that they said he was going to become. You have Juan Bello, who we got also in a trade this year. We got Pedro Leon, who keeps falling to 22. Ryan Gusto at 21. Let's see, Michael Noor, who you might know. Cole Hertzer. And then you have Bryce Mayer coming in at 30. So, look, there's a lot of speculation about these guys. All these guys have upside. All these guys have a floor. All these guys have a ceiling. The question is, who will reach their ceiling or who will break through their ceiling? Because guys actually have the ability to break out of their potential or their projected status, whether it's low or high. It all depends on the trek in front of them, number one, staying healthy, okay? Who is, in other words, the trek in front of them, meaning who is in front of them, who is blocking them, or what doors are open for them, okay? Like Cam Smith, I'm telling you right now, let's say, unfortunately, let's say Christian Walker doesn't end up on the opening day roster. Do you move Cam Smith up that early? Do you move Cam Smith up without taking AA and AAA at bats? I don't know. Some people would say yes. But who is in front of them? Who's blocking them? Who do they have to leapfrog? What kind of status or what kind of jump are they looking for each of these guys to make? But I do like our top five. And I think out of our top five, I think Cam Smith shows up at some point this year. I think Bryce Matthews makes his way up. Jacob Milton very well could. Walker Yannick's too far behind. I think he's got at least another full year in the minors. Zach DeCenzo. So 4 of your top 5 guys are more than likely going to see the major league field, whether it's due to injury or due to need or due to losing or whatever's going on. I think 4 of those 5 have a very, very good chance of making it to the league this year. Jay Roberts says, Brett, for comparison's sake, do you recall Chaz's top prospect ranking before he made it up? You know what? I really don't know what his ranking was. I know Chas McCormick was talked about coming up. There were some things they liked about him, but I don't know how highly sought after he was. I remember Jake Myers. They were high on him, but it wasn't until he got to AAA and started hitting. He had a really good, solid season AAA. I remember interviewing him, and a month later, he got called up. Remember, they were the Sugarland Skeeters before they were the Space Cowboys. I interviewed him. I actually had to wear a mask. Like, he didn't have to wear one, but I had to. It was weird. Anyways, and I interviewed him, and I just remember being impressed with the kid. And a month later, he got called up that year. But I don't know what his highest ranking was. That's a good question. If someone wants to look that up, that would be great, because I really don't know. Melton would be great, okay? The problem with Melton coming up, sir, is Melton started camp not healthy. Melton started camp not being healthy, dealing with some sort of injury, and I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Someone said I missed the Skeeter's name. I don't know. I don't know that I miss it. I know everybody like freaked out when they changed the name, like they had been here 40 years. It's a mosquito. Like, if you're from the area, I don't know about you, but I hate mosquitoes. And so what kind of arm does Melton have? Melton's arm is graded pretty well. I don't know if this top 30 has their grades, but I can certainly see if I can do a quick search. Oh, here we go. Let's see if we've got a grade on his arm, stats, news, video, bio. Okay, right here. He has here. I'll just show it to y'all right here, and y'all can see it for yourself on the screen. So these are Jacob Melton's grades. Okay, let me type in Jacob Melton so you know what this is. Let me put this in here. Look at this. How's this for service, people? Jacob Melton grades a 45 hit, 50 power, 60 run, 50 arm, 60 field, 50 overall. Folks, that's pretty darn good. Those are amazing grades. Now, let's look at Cam Smith's grades and see where he grades overall. All right. So let's take Cam Smith's grades and let's actually stack them one on top of the other. Oops, hold on. Let me do this. I'm trying to do this on the fly here. Okay. Cam Smith. Let's see what y'all think about this. Let's stack them one on top of the other. Cam Smith grades hit 55, 10 points over Jacob, 5 points over Power, 55, 45 runs. So Jacob Melton's faster runner, a better arm than Melton at 60, 45 fielding, not as good, and 55 overall. So overall, Cam Smith is the better prospect grade-wise. So there you go. Thanks for asking the question. What is Chas McCormick's WAR? Man, y'all are really peppering me with the questions tonight going solo. I think this is a test, and I am up for the challenge. Why? Because y'all are the best fans and the Locked On planet. But Chaz's WAR right now, 2024 was -6. His overall career WAR is 6.7. His WAR statistics over the last few years. Well, let's see if I can find WAR regular season. Come on, Baseball Reference. You're too obscure with all these different stats and the ones that I don't need. Y'all can find it for me. I can't spend too much dead air doing this because you know what? Why would I want to do this? I can't miss talking about our friends at Wonderful Pistachios. Looking for a snack that's both delicious and nutritious? Well, look no further. Wonderful Pistachios has got you covered. Get cracking with the snack that packs a protein punch. That's right. With more than 10% your daily value, a 1 ounce pack of pistachios gives you that value. Whether you're snacking at your desk, whether you're snacking on the road, whether you're walking around a class like I am or walking around an office building, you can get the ones with shells, the ones without shells. You choose. You pick the ones you like because this is a snack that not only keeps you filled, but it keeps you filled longer. So get snacking and get cracking with the snack that packs the protein punch. Visit Wonderful Pistachios now to learn more. Wonderful Pistachios. Get cracking. All right, folks. Look, you know what? I appreciate this. This is a little bit of that's right, keeping me on my toes. That is right, Linda. You told me I needed to know, you know what? He is a 70, I think. Who is a 70? There's no Chas McCormick's not a 70. But anyways, okay. Court TV. What are we doing, guys? We're getting off the rails here. Court TV has nothing to do with this. What are we doing? Robert Halo Master 10145 Coogan says, could we have Melton on opening day roster or Smith, which is more likely? Neither. Melton hasn't played. Melton wasn't healthy to start spring training, and I don't think they're going to rush Cam Smith up. Unless something catastrophic happens, Cam Smith is not going to be on the opening day roster. Now, if you take and say, let's say you have to have one or the other, like there's a scenario where the universe throws at you, the baseball gods say, okay, Astros, you got to choose Melton or Cam Smith. I'm throwing Cam Smith in there because he's ready. He is absolutely ready. So I think that is probably your short answer. But in the farm system, guys go up, guys go down in the rankings. The problem is when the guys go down, do they ever rise again? Some of them do, a lot of them don't. I just really wonder how much time and effort they're going to put into trying to bring up Pedro Leon. Very curious. How long does it take for you to prep for each show? They are always great and informative. Well, Stan, I appreciate it. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. My prep for the show starts when I wake up, if I'm being totally honest. I am checking the Twitter, the articles, what's going on, the news. And throughout the day, I'm getting notifications Eric will make notes throughout the day. He'll put notes in there. So we're both, it's kind of a team effort. Look, some days I'll be real honest with you, when we're focused and we got life going on and I've got school or I'm coaching or Eric's got his obligations, it's tough to stay super informed day in and day out because of the news cycle. But we try our best before every show to get on to talk. So really there is no set time how much we prepare for. Some days it's hours. Some days, honestly, I've gotten it down to where I can go 15 to 45 minutes of looking at stuff and I'm ready for a show. Very few shows, but some shows I fly by the seat of my pants. And as we're going through the show, I'm checking up stuff. I'm looking for updates. So it is very much the method of our madness, which there is no true method. It's very in my undiagnosed ADD brain. That's just how I roll. So I appreciate the compliments, and I appreciate the questions. That means a lot. Thank you so much. How does Verdugo stack up? Well, Verdugo would help this lineup right away. I think Verdugo would be a good bat. I think he would be a good left-hander. Right? He would be a good outfielder to help out. But at what point do you have all these guys? Do you have you have so many platoon guys, so many bench guys, who's going to make the team? And I'm going to probably go over that probably tomorrow night. I'm going to talk about the guys that I think have moved ahead and the guys that are behind. And we're going to dissect the players that I think are going to be on the roster. And I'll throw that to Eric today so he can be ready for that tomorrow. Trev says Schwab thinks that Arenado for some reason, or he wants Aaron. Look, Trev, I'll be honest. I still wouldn't mind Arenado. I still wouldn't mind him. I think he would be successful here. That's just me. Hey, y'all are the ones that accuse me of being an Arenado groupie, so I might as well wear the badge. I'm not only the president of Arenado to Houston. No, I'm not only a fan of Arenado to Houston, but I'm also the president. I might as well, ride that horse into the ground. Life is busy itself, and it shouldn't always be so easy for you both. No, look, guys, it's not easy. But you know what? Anything worth having in life, is it easy? If you guys think about it, think about your relationships. Think about the relationships that mean the most to you. Let's just get a little life hack going in here. The relationships that mean the most to you, do you just kind of you just kind of put a little bit into them, 20, 30%? No, you put everything you have into them. For me, I put everything that I have into the most important things in my life. My family first. My faith, my family, my occupation. Well, probably my faith, my family, my friends, then my occupation. And I don't do anything less than 100%. I just don't. And that's why I think our show is unlike any other show in the Locked On Network. I don't think anyone gets a more personal take from their host than what we give y'all. And that's not being braggadocious or putting down other shows. It's just we have our own unique lane. Gary Vee a long time ago said, you can corner a market in a market that's already cornered by cornering a part of that market that no one's cornered. And I was like, what? We have just found a lane. Why? Because you guys and girls help us grow. We embrace you. We accept your questions. Sometimes you get onto us. That's okay. That's how families grow. You don't always agree, right? And yes, we do need left-handed bats to swing this back to baseball. Sorry, I could get a little preachy here. It is a little too unbalanced with righties, and I think that right there may be the reason why Singleton makes the team. Singleton can't go down to AAA. I think Singleton's out of options. I think he has to be on the squad, doesn't he? He doesn't have any options. He's either on the squad or he's not. Trev is coming in strong. Is this my guy Trev from Buffalo, New York? Is this the Trev? Back to chat yesterday. Could Christian Walker's injury impact John Singleton's odds to make the team? Look, if Christian Walker, if they show this kind of vulnerability to him being injured or needing to rest a lot, that does help John Singleton's spot. John Singleton is a one-dimensional player in that he plays first base. Where else are you going to play him? He's not going to catch. He's not going to play second base. He's not going to play left field. Someone's like, well, give him some reps in left field. Absolutely not. I'm not going to give John Singleton reps in left field. We're already doing that with Altuve. Come on. Oh, thank you. No, hey, I appreciate it. Sarcastic prodigy. And I know that's not sarcasm. You said your podcast is fun. Well, we try to make it fun. That's what it's all about. Dorothy says, it'd be nice to have Arenado in Htown. I just try not to get my hopes up. Look, me neither. Look, you and me, Dorothy, whenever Arenado comes here, we'll go to the gift shop and we'll buy Arenado t-shirts. I'm not going to buy a jersey. We'll buy Arenado t-shirts and be the Arenado fan club. How's that sound? Oh, get this real quick. So I mentioned the bobblehead giveaway, and I don't have the game yet, but we are going to be choosing a game. What I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to our group rep, and I'm going to find different price ranges. We're probably going to go in the mezzanine level for our first game, but I'm going to give y'all 3 teams to vote on and 3 dates to vote on where y'all would like to go. And this is how it's going to happen for our Locked On Astros first gathering. We're going to have at least 2 this year. If those 2 are successful, we'll have a third one. What we're going to do is we're going to have a ticket link to the tickets, okay? And I will have an allotment of 20 or 21 tickets. When those 20 or 21 tickets are sold, I think we can up that number. But I will first vote on the type of game we want to go to, whether it's a Saturday game, a Friday game. It's probably going to have to be a weekend. Week games will be tough for everybody to get to. We'll do a weekend game. It will be a group outing, but we will do it to where we send y'all a link. We send a link out there, and once those spots are filled, then we will have that group outing to go. And I think ticket prices have gone up a little bit, but we will definitely let y'all know. So if y'all are interested in that, I'm excited. When we put up the poll for who y'all would like to go see, I'll pick 3 or 4 series. Whichever one gets the most, we'll let you know. And look, Trev, you need to come down from Buffalo and go with us to one of these Astros, Locked On Astros outings. That would be really cool. And if y'all are out of town, if you're from San Antonio, if you're from Dallas and you happen to make a weekend out of it, come down, see some family, come watch the Astros with Locked On. Well, hey guys, this has been great. We talked about Hunter's pitch limit earlier. Y'all are awesome. Thank y'all for keeping me on my toes and throwing stuff at me. And I got to ask, how did I do? Did I do okay? Oblique strain. Well, it's oblique soreness. An oblique strain, gosh, I'm going to have to WebMD y'all before we go, because I'm not a medical doctor. An oblique strain is an injury to the abdominal muscle, often caused by pushing them beyond their limits. So a lot of it's wear and tear. Thank you, Screwball. I appreciate you. Said I did great. Great show by Susan. Thank you. Forrest Whitley will make the roster. Forrest Whitley is on this team. He is one of your bullpen bullies. I promise you, he will absolutely shove this year. Yes, the oblique strain is nothing to play with. Restrict your entire game, throwing, batting. They suck. Yes, that's why they need to watch it. They need to check in. And yes, thank you for the well wishes for Eric. Eric is well. He just had some obligations, couldn't get out of some situations. So I was like, dude, I got you. He'll be back tomorrow night. Thank you so much, David. We appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good one. Mama Wheelhouse, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of y'all. From myself, from every here at Astros, every day. Our family every single day. I love y'all. Being on this mic every day is a blessing. And I thank you so much for the encouraging words and the undying support of Locked On Astros. You know what? I don't care what the haters say. Let's go get the division. Let's make it to the playoffs. And once we do that, anything can happen. Make sure that you become a better person tomorrow than you were today. Tell someone you love them and go be great in this world that needs great people. Y'all have a good one. As always, go Stros. I'm out.